The Alpha Sessions.
Hi everyone, welcome to Alpha Sessions. Today I'm really excited. We've got Sansha here with us. Hi Sansha, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Cool. Yeah, I'm all right. I have to say it's hay fever season, so I'm just like I'm on the Benadryl. I don't know. Do you get hay fever? Do you get any of that?
I don't. Is it really annoying?
It is a bit annoying, but I didn't get it until my early 30s, so it's just but it's fine. Anyway, let's talk about you and your music, because it's a really exciting time right now. You've got loads going on. Can you describe your music to those of us that haven't heard it?
Right, so I'm quite bad at describing my music, but I would call it electronic pop, but with flavors of a lot of things. The 70s, the 80s, but more recently the 90s. And it's got a mixture of fake strings, real strings, fake trumpet, real trumpet. I use quite a lot of those things. And then also sometimes I do a little bit of spoken wordy rap.
Yeah.
So it's a mixture of all those things.
Yeah. You've been described as a hybrid of Victoria Wood and Lily Allen. Would you say that's kind of a pretty good description?
Yeah, I liked that. I found that a really big compliment when someone said it. It was a guy who owns a venue, quite a quirky venue in the town I grew up in. And basically, I think he said it because and when I perform, in between my songs, I tell stories. So what the song's about, but they're funny stories. So I think that's why he said Victoria Wood. And then I do sound like Lily Allen when I sing. So yeah, it's pretty accurate, to be honest. And it was a compliment because I really like both of them for different reasons. So I was quite pleased with that. So I stuck that on all my biographies, and when I did the Edinburgh Fringe, I stuck it on the front because it's quite a good one.
Yeah. What was the Edinburgh Fringe like then? You did that for a couple of years, didn't you?
Yeah, I've done 2 runs. I absolutely loved it. Have you been?
No, do you know what? It's on my, I was about to say bucket list, but that's a bit depressing. It's just it's on my list of things that I've got to do. I've just got to go there. What was it like? So you were not just doing stand-up comedy, but singing as well, like a singing comedy show.
Yeah, I did a one-woman show, and to be honest, it wasn't too different from what I do in my gigs.
Right.
But the difference was that I'd connect it all up with a kind of story running through all of them. So I kind of do it in the order of when the songs are written, and make them in order of kind of how it's happened in my life.
Right.
But yeah, it's one woman show, so I'd tell a story and then sing a song, and I have a couple of funny poems that I did, and did those. And yeah, it was really fun. It's it's good because it makes you get a thick skin, because it's really hard and you have to really work to get people to come in. And I never had no one turn up, which I'm really pleased about. Some people have no one turn up, especially if you haven't got loads of money pouring into you. It could be quite hard. But I never had a no-show, so that was good. But you've got to go out there, flyer every day, hand out flyers, get people to come in, and really just constantly be selling your show. So when you come back to when I come back to London and I've got gigs and I don't have to literally stand on a road and flyer for 6 hours, I'm oh my god, this is amazing. And the audiences are slightly harsher at the Fringe because they're constantly seeing shows and they're so used to it, and they've got such a high standard that they're slightly tougher. So then when you come back to London and everyone's more oh, I haven't been to a gig in 5 months, it's so much easier. But no, it was so much fun, and it was being at uni, you're meeting people all the time, you're in the same position. It was really fun. I loved it. I'm really glad it's cancelled this year.
But do you reckon you'll be back next year, hopefully?
Yes, I will be applying as soon as the applications open. I literally apply 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm so keen. I'm such a keyno Fringe keyno.
Oh, that's cool. But you'd gigged before that, haven't you? You've gigged in Sweden, Denmark, all around the UK. What was it like gigging abroad? Were the audiences quite different?
It was really cool. I was just oh my god, I'm gigging in Sweden. I was so excited. Yeah, they were. I can remember the gig I did in both situations that everyone was really cool. So the 2 gigs out of the UK was one in Sweden, one in Denmark. I think maybe Scandinavian people are just really cool, but
they are, aren't they?
Yeah, they were all just really trendy, and they could all speak perfect English, and I was oh god, I didn't.
Puts us to shame, doesn't it?
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, it was just really cool. What else could I say about the audience? Oh, one of them was in a house, so it was both were so far sounds. but yeah, it was very cool.
That's cool. So what would you say your inspirations are?
I've got quite a few inspirations. So the way I started writing, like the way because I used to be a classical musician.
Yeah.
I trained with like violin and trumpet, and I was singing like opera until I was like 18.
Oh wow.
Yeah, lol. And then I just find it hilarious. If I see any videos of you singing classical, it just makes me laugh so much. It's hilarious. But anyway, the thing that made me go to not classical anymore was basically my parents were like, you've got to go to a conservatoire. And like when I was going to uni, and I was like, I don't want to be an opera singer. They were like, do jazz then, just do anything, but go to college. I was like, fine. And then I went to jazz, and I got like, do you know those like real books, those jazz real books?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got like, yeah, you know what they're like, but they've got like all the chords in, and I was like, oh, I could write a song like this. And that. So basically jazz, I would say, is inspiration because it's what like made me start writing my own songs, like the formations of the chords. So jazz, and especially like modern jazz, like cool jazz, like Chet Baker, West Coast kind of jazz. I like chilled stuff.
Yeah.
And then like my biggest one is like 70s easy listening. So, like the Carpenters, the Mamas and Papas, like the close harmonies, delay vocals. And then 80s I like because I love the cheesiness and the like the obviousness of songs, and like Diana Ross.
Oh, I love her.
She's so good, isn't she? She's such a queen. And then recently the EP I'm making at the moment is very inspired by like 90s club music, because I like how like chunky it is and gimmicky, and how it almost sounds like tacky. I quite like things that sound tacky in music. So that's another one. So yeah, quite a few.
Yeah, but the synths feature a lot in your music. So how did you kind of move away from that kind of like classical violin trumpet more towards that kind of feel?
Well, someone I forgot to mention is Hall & Oates.
And I love them.
Yeah,
grew up listening to that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Oh, I love them so much. But I don't know, I think it might be I Can't Go For That. There's a little synthy noise that goes like da 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 da. That I like really liked, and I think I found on Logic there's a synth. I think it's called like Wide Suitcase, which just sounds like literally something out of a Hall & Oates song. And I was like, I love that. And then I just kept using it. I think you've got to have like a sound. So I think the first few things I produced had that kind of sound in it, and I was like, well, I want to keep consistent, so I've used like similar sounds throughout quite a few of my songs. So I would say it's probably that. And also just like literally opening up Logic. Sometimes it's like the first few things you find and then you just carry on using them. I think it was a bit of a case of that as well.
Yeah, but it just brings something different to the style, doesn't it? And then you can like play around with lots of things, and I don't know, you've kind of like got loads of places to take it. But do you ever like, how much do you bring in like the violin and trumpet to your music? Because I can like hear in a couple of songs it's there like a little bit in the background, but it's something that you'd want to bring in more, or like you feel kind of happy where it is right now?
Yeah, it is one of those things though that's quite, I'd say they're probably been there like a third of the time. I did a song with a guy called Buddy Love called Keep in Contact, and the trumpet is big in that.
Right.
Like I used a lot of trumpet in that, and that was really fun. But yeah, I definitely will be bringing them in more. I think it's a weird one. Like when I've produced a song, sometimes I feel like I just keep doing it, and then I'm like, oh, there's no room for anything else. But I am actually doing a session tomorrow with a producer that I'm working with, and she was like, we should use your violin. So I might be using my violin tomorrow. But I might use my violin more, because I've heard in loads of like garage songs, they have like violin and it sounds really cool, like with a really fast BPM, it can be really cool. So I definitely will continue to use them because it can sound good.
I think it like brings something extra, and it's just like, I mean, who would have expected Lizzo to start playing the flute?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
exactly.
Yeah.
People just love to see people playing instruments at a gig. Like whenever I get my trumpet out, people are like, woo, before I've even played it. And then I'm like, I'm not even good at the trumpet. Don't woo yet.
Which do you prefer? If you had to choose between the trumpet and the violin, is there one that you kind of go to more than the other one?
I found the trumpet really hard to play, like to learn as an instrument. It's so hard, and I used to get so frustrated. I used to slam it into the floor and I'd get the mouthpiece stuck. My dad used to have to put it in a bath, And at one point he threw it in the bin because I'd broken it so many times. But sorry, that didn't answer the question at all.
No, that's really funny.
I found it really hard. So maybe I'd say violin, because I found the violin, like, once you can do it, it's really like cathartic playing.
Yeah. You get a bit of a funny neck though. That's always been like, because I did the clarinet at school,
cool.
which was fun. And then like loads of people did the violin, and I just kind of thought, I don't know, a bit of a funny neck.
You know what, actually, there's something funny about me is the violin, you like naturally when you get a violin, the what's it called, like the chin piece is to the side. And I always played it to the front, so I got mine moved to the front. And then with the trumpet, you're supposed to play it in the middle. I kept playing mine to the side, and if I play the trumpet for long enough, I get a circle on the side of my mouth.
Oh wow!
So
they just like came naturally.
I just played them all on the wrong side. So I didn't really get a funny neck, but I have got a like a scar on my chin. You can't really see it, but I've got like a dent on my chin from playing the violin. And maybe it's not from playing the violin, but I think it is.
Yeah.
Doing that on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your latest single, Home Again, was released recently, and I'm just loving it. It's got really good reception, hasn't it? It's been played everywhere, and I think it just really sums up like the feeling right now, doesn't it?
Oh, thank you so much.
No, I love it. I've been singing it on and off like the last couple of weeks. I just think I love the line of I called my grandma and she thought my chat was boring. She hung up. Tell me about like the process of writing that. How did that all like come together?
Oh God, I actually can't remember. I think what happened was I think I wanted to write a dance song, and I wrote a dancey one like last year called The Moon, which was like, you can bop to it, but it was a bit of an awkward tempo. I'm not really selling myself here, but it was at 100 BPM, which is like not dancey.
I thought the tempo was really interesting.
Did you?
Yeah.
Were you like, shall I dance to this or? So after that, I was like, right, I need to like start with the BPM, otherwise it's just going to be a weird tempo. So I just I think that's where I started. I was like reading about all the BPMs. Yeah. Like what the genres is. And I was like, right, I'm writing something at 120. So I think I started with that, and I started with like buff, 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 buff. And I went from there. Like, I think I do the beat first. I think also I wrote a song called Blue, which came out like 5 years ago, and people really liked it. And I wanted to write something similar where my harmonies were like really close. So I think maybe I wrote the chorus first, where I'm like, I'm sick of looking at. I think I wrote that first. And I think it was one of those weird ones where like you've written the chorus and you can't quite work out how everything's going to fit around it. And I think for ages I was like, but then I did obviously write verses, because it does have verses with it. Yeah. But yeah, I think I started with the beat. It was quite fun to make.
Worried about mom, worried Sessions.
How have you found lockdown? Is it being a time where you found to be more creative, or is it kind of just being quite difficult?
Oh, it's been quite good creative wise, actually. I've written loads of songs. I've written that one, and like all of the songs I'm going to release this year, I wrote in the lockdown. Right. So I was quite relieved, like when lockdown happened, I was like, oh God, am I going to not make any music? Then I'm going to feel really guilty. I was like preempting the guilt, but then I was like, oh, phew, I pulled through.
Yeah.
So creative wise, it was good. And like weirdly, like a lot of people have asked me, have you really missed gigs? I have missed gigs, but I think because everyone's been in the same position, I'm like, well, we're all in the same boat. If it was like only me who wasn't allowed to gig for like a year and a half, that would be really grim. But everyone's been in the same boat. But I have missed gigging though. But yeah, I've written loads of songs. I've been all right. How have you found it?
Yeah. Up and down. I feel like, do you know what saved me? And that's another line from your song Home Again. I've got 2 cats in my London flat.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
I love that line. It's so funny. They're I can't really like move my Mac down. One's here and one's over there. They're 2 brothers. We adopted them a year ago. And they're just crazy. I mean, they wake us up every night at like 5:30. So I feel like constantly tired, but it's been just really nice to have like, I don't know, some pets, a little bit of garden. Yeah, it's up and down. I feel like I'm definitely over it and ready to go back to just getting out a bit more.
Yeah.
And like, really missing gigs and just like seeing people. And were you able to do any online gigs though? Some people have managed to do some of that. Did you do some?
Yeah, I did 2. I did one for one of my friends' single releases. And I did one for Shelter.
Oh yeah.
And I know like does gigs to raise money for them.
Yeah.
Did all those. That was fun.
Obviously it was different because you haven't got the audience in front of you, but how did you find it connecting with people? Was it different, I guess?
I've just remembered there was one where there was this like keyboard warrior who kept telling me that my sound was bad, which it probably was because I don't think I wired it up that well. But there was this guy and he kept saying like stuff about the drums are too loud. And I was like, oh, this is so interesting because like I do get heckled, but people are definitely more keyboard warrior-y.
Yeah.
On my gigs. I was like, oh, this is so interesting. I've never been what is it called? I've never been trolled before. And I was like, wow, I'm having my first trolling. This is really exciting. So that was weird. But yeah, connection wise, it was cool. Like it's nice when people like say live things, but I definitely prefer live gigs because I really like just connecting with people and getting like, with the eye contact and just all of that stuff.
Yeah, and getting like feedback and just like feeling that energy that I guess just can't get in your lounge all the time, can you?
No, you can't. I did a real gig in October, which was between the 2 lockdowns, and it was like a socially distanced, like seated one, and it was so surreal. You know, when you have a really, really real dream, it was like that. I was like, kind of starting to freak out. I was like, is this real? It's really, really surreal. I was really nervous.
Yeah, it'll be great to get back to gigging. So, what kind of music are you working on now? Is there anything you can tell us about? Like, what themes are you like kind of working on, or what's coming out in your writing right now?
So I'm making an EP called Big Time, which is called Big Time because my first EP was called A Good Time. My second one was called Story Time.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd go with the time thing, and also I do actually say big time all the time. I'm like, yeah, big time. So I thought it'd be good. I just thought it was funny. So so I'm making that, and I'm releasing a song in May called Wrong, which is kind of like a electronically soul kind of pop song.
That's exciting. So something a little bit different then.
Yeah, it's a bit different. I hope it doesn't sound like Nothing Like Me. I don't think it does because it's got like my harmonies in and like similar beats to how I normally do. The like fake strings and stuff. And that's about like enjoying being on your own because in lockdown, I lived with my parents for a bit in December in the second lockdown. Moved location for like a few months. And although I was like with my parents, like quite often I would end up being on my own, like when I go for like walks or stuff, or working. And I actually really appreciated the time on my own, and I felt like it was a good time to just like get back to feeling like myself.
Yeah.
And that was about like enjoying your own space and stuff. And then I've got another one coming out, and then there's the last 2 on my EP, no, the last 3, sorry, are more like dark. So like the first 3 on my EP are kind of like happy ones, and the last 3 are like kind of more sinister. And I'm excited to release those, and I'm going to make a music video, maybe 2 music videos, and I've thought about a lot of metaphors and imagery. And
cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited to do that. I haven't done a proper music. No, I have. I've been in 2 music videos, but one was.
I was going to ask you about the one with the moon, where you went around and like.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Oh, thank you. It was so much fun to do, but I've never done it like a video where it's just literally about a story.
Yeah.
So that I think that would be a challenge. I've never done that before, but that's what I want to try and do.
Yeah, no, it's exciting to have like different ideas, but like going back to the moon, it was you were just like going around and like putting like headphones on people, weren't you, and just like getting their reactions to your songs. Did you have any like surprise reactions that you weren't expecting?
Yeah, there was this guy who lived down my road, and like I'd always chat to him, and he didn't like it, and his reaction was really funny. And you can see in the video, he's the one who goes like that.
Right.
Afterwards, I was like, "Did you like it?" It was like, "It was all right." I was like, "Fair dues."
Hey, it's being honest.
Oh God! And there was another guy who I went into his shop. This is a guy who owns a works in a corner shop at the end of my road. And I came in and I did my whole spiel. I was like, me and my friend are making a video. I'm filming people's reactions. Do you want to do it? Don't worry if not. And he could have just said no, and I've been like, fair enough. But he just did this whole spiel. He's like, look, I'm not telling you to leave my shop, but I'm busy and I've got stuff to do. I'm not telling you to leave, but I don't want to do it. I was like, that's fine. I'm not telling you to leave, but I'm busy. And I was like, like, you just needed to say no, and I would have gone.
Just say no.
He was like saying, I'm not telling you to leave, but shouting at me. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And he was like,
you are telling me to leave.
Yeah, he wanted me to leave. Oh God, it was so awkward.
But that must have taken like a lot of guts to go up to people and just kind of just go up and talk to them. Do you feel like you're quite an extrovert?
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's also like once you get the ball rolling, then it's all right. The first time is so scary. It's like the same with the Fringe. Like I feel like the first flyer is the scariest, and once you've done it, you're like on a roll.
Yeah.
But also, I did have a few drinks, so it was over 2 days. It was once in Deptford Market and another in Camden. And the Camden one, I made like a horrible like vodka squash, which is what I drink because I'm horrible, and that helped a lot.
Get helps with the nerves.
Yeah, and then I was good to go.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. What's been like your most memorable gig that you've played, would you say?
Oh, that's a really good question. Maybe my So Far Sounds Denmark and Sweden ones, just literally because I wasn't in another country. And it was like, wow, I'm in a different country. Edinburgh Fringe was pretty memorable. I'd probably pick the So Far Sounds in Denmark and Sweden as a tie.
Yeah. Are there any specific countries that you'd like to go and gig in that you think, oh yeah, I'd love to go there?
Well, on Spotify for artists.
Yeah.
You can like see who's listening to your music. Well, not like specific. You don't get names, but you can see like the countries.
Yeah.
My top country is obviously the UK. The next it's Germany.
Oh, okay.
A few who's listened to me in Germany. So literally for that reason alone, I'd like to go to Germany. But I am quite into Poland. I really like Polish food. So I'd like to go to like Krakow because I just.
I've been there, loved it.
Too. It's cool, isn't it?
Loved it. Yeah, yeah. You could do like a little European tour then. Germany, Poland, add a few dates.
That would be cool.
That would be fun.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, quickly. I'd love to go to Paris because I'm learning French at the moment.
Are you?
So I should have said Paris.
Yeah. We've got the European tour dates. We'll work on that.
Yeah, done.
So just going back to like your new stuff that you're going to be releasing soon, what is the process? Is it like lyrics first, then beats? Or is it like vice versa? How does like that process work?
It's kind of different each time, but I think at the moment, it's been beats first.
Okay.
So like I'll have like a beat and then I'll go from that. But then sometimes I'll just be like on a mad one writing lyrics on my phone. And then I'll have to go from there. Yeah. But I think normally it's like either the lyrics or the beat. But then after I've got like that little start, then I have to have a little think about what type of song I want it to be. And I have a listen to songs I'll be like, right, and I decide on the genre. Obviously it's always like, you do have to sort of decide on a genre, even though I have got my own genre, but like it's like pop with an influence of like, I'm gonna pick this type today.
Yeah.
And then I listen to loads of songs in that genre and try and make it sort of coherent. So I listen to loads of other songs and like take little like ideas from that, and then like keep going. Yeah. And sometimes, quite often, I've done the whole thing over a space of a few days. Like got the whole production down over a few days. Not as in like it's completely finished, then it will be like a few months of like tweaking it and getting less, sending it to my friends and be like, what's this need? But sometimes I'll be on a bit of a roll with it for a few days.
Because you do the whole thing, don't you? Like you obviously record it, but you produce it as well, so you're kind of like, you've got all the creative control over it.
Yeah, I do a lot of it on my own. I do send it to a guy who mixes it and masters it, and I am actually stuck because like normally I do everything on my own apart from that bit. But I have actually recently been in touch with a producer. I haven't actually asked her if she's all right with me talking about it yet, but I'm sure she is. But she's coming around tomorrow and we're doing some stuff together. But it's exciting because I don't usually let anyone like work with me.
Yeah, how are you feeling about that?
Do you know what? Excited. I also feel like it's the right time because I've been thinking for a bit, like, do you know what? It would be good to like have someone mix it up a bit and to like give that a bit of a spin on it and see what it sounds like. So I'm actually really enjoying hearing someone else's take on like, because I like produce it and send it to her and then she like sort of reworks it. And yeah, I'm really enjoying working with her.
So do you feel like it's important to trust that person that you're working with, that they get you and they get like what you're trying to say?
Yeah, and also she's got her own music and I listened to it and I liked it. So I think I was instantly like, yeah, I'm cool with working with you because I like your music.
Yeah.
I think that makes a difference.
On your last couple of EPs and this one that's going to come soon, do you feel like you've kind of got a theme that goes through each one, or does each like EP touch a specific kind of subject or feeling?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like with the story time one, pardon me, which I released in October, that one was quite like cartoony, quite like kind of innocent sounding, I think. And like almost I was sort of making, I felt like cartoon songs. Whereas this one, I think the themes are more like, it's kind of like big cheesy, like big statement-y sounding sounds. Like this is a riff, this is a drum beat, like this is a big cheesy sounding fake violin kind of thing. So it's like sort of like, that's why I'm calling it big time, because it's like bigger sound.
So it's going to be quite different then. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's slightly different. This one's more of a 90s influenced EP. And yeah, like what the songs are a lot about, like, I guess I was going through a big time as well. So it's about some stuff that I was thinking like around the past year, but in like lots of metaphors, so you wouldn't necessarily know what I'm saying.
Which is probably good, right? So you feel like a little bit protected in a way, maybe.
I need to start. That's what I'm trying to do, more metaphors, because I like, it just gets so awkward sometimes.
You don't always want the questions being asked you directly about stuff.
No.
I saw that you were reading a lot in lockdown, and you just kind of like, just got through loads of books. What is your number one lockdown reading book that you would really recommend?
Oh, I've actually got it here because I'm right next to my bookcase.
Oh, okay, cool.
But when I finished this book, I was really drunk and I sent so many messages to my friends, and I had to actually, my boyfriend was like, look, you need to stop talking about this book.
But sometimes you just get obsessed with them. I'm kind of going through my own obsession right now, but tell me what yours is.
It's called A Little History of it. It was genuinely next to me, and it was so interesting, and it went through like all the religions and it was like all the like creation stories. And it was so interesting to hear all the like stories behind how they all started and the mentalities of the different religions, and I learned loads about different cultures, different countries. Loved it. The guy who wrote it was really like, I think he's a bishop. I think he's a bishop or a priest, so he's Christian.
Oh, wow.
But he was so unbiased.
I was going to say, like, was that kind of, did that put something like a little taint on his writing? But it was pretty open.
Yeah, he was so unbiased, and I didn't feel like he was trying to make you any of the religions. I think he just wanted everyone to know about all the different ones.
Yeah. And that's not that big a book, considering like how much stuff he's covered. Doesn't look that big.
No,
which is good.
he was really good at like every sentence gave you information. It was like quite dense.
Yeah.
To the point that I want to read it again, because I've probably forgotten all of it already.
That's a sign of a good book, when you want to read it again.
Yeah.
There's always
What
something to get out of it.
think that you're obsessed with?
Well, my obsession is, have you seen that film Call Me By Your Name?
Oh yeah.
That came out a few years ago. I've just finished, about a week or so ago, finished the book of the sequel.
Oh, there's a sequel.
There's a sequel, and it's just like, oh yeah. I think what's making it difficult for me right now is because like I normally go to Italy every year. So I'm like married to this Italian guy. So we normally go to Italy every year. And I'm thinking, and this book and like the film was based in Italy in the summer. And I'm like, when is my hot Italian summer coming round? And I just don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like some bits of books just like really resonate with you, and just like, and also it's like a love story, and it's a bit, it's like, yeah, it's really like, there's a lot going on in it. I don't even know how to summarize it.
Well, is it really like cathartic because it's like romantic? So
it is romantic. It's also tragic and just really like, yeah.
What's it called?
So the film was called, the first one was Call Me By Your Name. The second book is called Find Me.
Oh.
And I can't give anything else away.
No, good. It's good you're not giving spoilers.
Yeah. So listen, where can we find you on the socials? Where can we download all your stuff?
So I'm on Spotify, Sansha, so that's like Sansha, and I'm on SoundCloud. I'm on like all the streaming services.
Cool.
And I'm on Instagram, Sansha, then 3 underscores. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. Oh, my Twitter name is Francesca Lewis. But yeah, I'm on all streaming platforms as Sansha, and my latest song is called Home Again. If you want to give that a listen, that's out, and I've got new music coming out in May.
Exciting. I just wanted to quickly ask you before we go, your name Sansha, it came from your mum. That was like the name that your mum originally wanted to give you. What happened?
Yeah, she wanted to call me Sansha, but she was a bit too scared because she thought it was too out there, because this is like 1994, so maybe like people had more traditional names.
Yeah,
and she got too scared and called me Francesca, which is mad because my brother's name is like, so we're English, but my brother's name, he's got a French first name and 2 French middle names. My sister's name's Miranda, which is from a play. So why were they scared of calling me Sansha? Like,
are you the oldest one?
No, I'm the youngest.
Oh, because then I would have thought it would be like, you know, the opposite. Maybe they were scared first time and then just like went with it the other times.
I know.
But those are 2 really nice names. I like them both, Sansha and Francesca. They're nice.
Yeah, I like them as well. I went to a party the other day and people were so confused because I won't go into it because it'll bore you, but I've realised I've got like, I think it's 8 different names, because I've been to quite a few different, well, not that many, but I've been to like a few different schools. I've got different people for me, different names for different schools. I've got Francesca, Sansha, and then like I've got this stupid joke that I'm a zebra. So some people call me Zebra.
Oh, is that where one of the covers of your singles comes from? Because you've got like Zebra, some artwork, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got it's a bit of a joke. I've got an alter ego that I'm a zebra. I've got a stupid voice I do. Some people actually call me Zebra. So I've got like loads of names, and people are sometimes get like annoyed, like, what is your name? And I'm like, tell me what you want.
You're flexible.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, thanks so much for talking to us today. I'm really excited to see like your new releases, and everyone catch Sansha on all the streaming platforms.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun. Da 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 da.